The Open Task Podcast has returned. I am Calvin Miles Smith with my mainest man, Joe Carlos. Joe, what's up, brother?
Not much, Doc. How you doing today?
You know, it's a long day in the doctoring business. I only saw one patient today, but somehow it still managed.
One could be enough.
Yeah, man. You know, still managed to be quite a burden on me, but we're here, man. Hey, look, we're here. We're doing our thing on a Thursday evening, as we do,
as we are wont to do. Yeah.
As we are wont to do. We are we had to throw a little change up in the rotation here, you know.
Yeah, but we're gonna get back to it next week. I
we're gonna be back. Hey, Reese, we'll be back next week, man. Don't lament. I know Reese watched Waiting to Exhale about 3 times this week, man. I know.
I'm sorry, bro. I really am. But I just ordered 2 shirts. So you know, I'm really sorry if we had to pay $3.99 for it too.
It's okay.
I just ordered 2 shirts. Can't wait to wear them on the show. So
tonight we're gonna do a different film altogether.
Yes,
altogether different. We're going to travel back to 2004. Before we even go back, no regrets from last episode. Fantastic, Raj Whalen.
Thank you, for Raji.
Man, Raj, Point Break. Can't wait.
Can't wait for Point Break. I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna watch for the first time in my life. Don't judge me.
I am an FBI agent.
I'm a rom-com guy. So please don't judge me.
You will enjoy it, Joe. You will.
I look forward to it. I'm finally the jokes. I'll get the jokes after 30 years. All those jokes. I did want to. We had a soft opening today for you and I are alumni of the Morehouse College.
Yes.
And as evidenced by my shirt.
Yes.
But I today Morehouse Athletics did without telling anyone else, did a soft opening and announced the football schedule about 2 hours ago.
Oh.
And the date that I knew, because you know I'm in the know, the date that I knew about homecoming obviously was on the schedule.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we are very excited that now the world will know it's October 16th. October 16th.
October 16th. I will be in Atlanta.
As we get through one headache called commencement, then the light changes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Umi says, my Umi says,
shine your light on the world.
Yeah, please do. So
shine your light for the world to see, man.
So it should be interesting to see how that's going to work itself out. But whatever it is, it'll be our 4th decade of having a tent. I know that. So, you know, yeah, exactly. 4th decade of having a tent. People can say a lot of things, but that'll be the banner.
That's amazing.
In our 4th decade of tents.
That's
amazing. This will be the 4th decade of tents.
That's amazing.
It is. It's so amazing. That's for Nina and Shay. Shout out to Nina and Shay.
Shout out to Nina.
No, but yeah, so homecoming's October 16th. October 9th.
Clark
Atlanta homecoming, but more importantly, for everyone else, Morehouse plays
at Legion Field.
Legion Field at the Gray Lady.
Hey man, in our Morehouse Brothers city, the great Mayor Randall Whiffen. Shout out to.
And he will be reelected at that point.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of reelection, golly, crazy night in Atlanta.
Keisha,
my mayor.
We got a mayor named Keisha, man. That's.
We did for 4 years. Now it's going to be a beautiful swan song. It'll be nice and sweet and lovely, and you go back to her, and it'll be all fine. All right. She has announced I will not seek
another term.
Nor will I accept nomination of my party for another term.
Wow.
In the words of LBJ, she's supposed to announce tomorrow. So she's a Morehouse mom. So shout out to Keisha. Morehouse mom. Shout out to my friend and NBA classmate Carmen Chubb, who's our chief of staff.
Okay.
And a shout out to all those people that I know that work at City Hall. Get it together, boys.
Okay.
It's time to tighten up, baby. Could be a whole new regime change.
Yeah, it's Miss Millie. I mean Mary, she's still out there.
She's out there.
It's always that ongoing fight to keep Miss Millie out of the mayor. Miss Millie, she's not the mayor's wife anymore. She's trying to be the mayor herself. I've always been good to you people.
I don't think we ever do Color Purple, but I don't mind certain scenes.
I've always. Would you like to be my maid? Hell no.
Hell no.
What you say, Gal?
She's an amazing character actress.
Oh yeah. Played the hell out of that role. All right. Anyway, man, I hate to hear that about Keisha. It's a tough job being a mayor of Atlanta, man.
Brother.
We once ran into Westwood High. He's not Westlake High. It actually predates Westlake. Westwood High alum Kasim Reed at the local Ben Hill package store while we were picking up some spirits for Christmas. Me and Nina ran into him and share some Westwood love with our brother Kasim. And he looked very relaxed after having served a full 8 years as the mayor of Atlanta. It's a tough job, man. Tough job.
It is a tough job. So,
all right. Well, nonetheless, we're going to travel back to 2004.
2004, great year for me.
Yes. Tell us more, Joe.
On May 16th, 2004.
Hey, it's a great picture.
It just hit me that this year's commencement is May 16th. Gosh, it just hit me.
Wow. Synergy.
Fare thee well.
See, only Morehouse men really know that feeling of hearing that song in that moment.
The guys that sang it at my commencement were Jocelyn Lockhart and Jim Davis. And at some point, Jim said, "Fare thee well." Oh, and he does his voice. Oh, yeah. And I was on the front row. So I thought, if I ever see you anymore, I'm getting goosebumps all over my body right now. Fare thee well. No, yeah. I graduated from Morehouse College, May 16, 2004. Yeah. The speaker for baccalaureate was Charles Gilchrist Adams of Hartford Church in Detroit, Michigan. The guy who's very famous for the thank you at the end of his thing. If I had 1,000 tongues, I'd say thank you. If I could say it in English, I would say thank you. If I could say it in Swahili, I would say if I could say it in it's amazing. I'd never heard it before. I was throwing Jeff Tate to John Cox, and he's throwing Jeff Tate back to me. It's all
Jeff
on
Tate
video.
Can be thrown. He can be.
He can be. And definitely in 2004. He's been buffing up though.
Yeah. I don't know if we can throw him anymore, but
not so much. But shouldn't be throwing anybody in your bad leg. Ferris Bueller, come on, stay with me.
Okay, it's hard, Joe. You throwing you fastballs, man. Like,
I'm sorry.
Nolan Ryan.
2004, I graduated. Nolan Ryan, Oil Can Boy, Doc Gooden. No, 2004, I graduated from Morehouse College. Charles Gilchrist Adams was the baccalaureate speaker, and Dr. William Henry Cosby, honorary 87. Was our commencement speaker.
Yes.
But
he was on the
real quick, before we start, I'm so sorry. I forgot to say the shout out. I apologize.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Shout out to Z.
Yes,
thank you so much. Thank you, Shoni. Thank you, Z. We love you. We appreciate you. Truly. That was like a midweek little bump that I wasn't I was going along my day. Like, what did I do? Get tagged. I said, "Oh, look at Z showing that love. I appreciate you."
The ignorant intellectual.
Yes, the ignorant intellectual. You can drop the ignorant. You know, you just an intellectual.
Hey, man.
But thank you so much.
Straight out of New Orleans. Let me tell you something, man. I met Shoni like during that summer when we were bothering you so much. Know, when you were
not Shoni though, but you.
Yeah, no, me. Yes, but she was over in what was this program? Summer Sciences over at Spelman. And man, we had so much fun, hilarity, a lot of good times.
I can imagine. I can imagine. And
that whole thread, man. Helene, we appreciate.
Shout out to all of them. And hopefully Helene took my advice. Listen to 1.5.
Listen to 1.5. We verbose. We're verbose.
We be talking. See,
we be talking. Just like I mean,
shopping.
You cannot stop a woman from shopping.
Herman Klump, women do be shopping. You could tell it's 96, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if that, but it was a comedy show.
Yeah, Reggie Warrington, man.
Reggie Warrington, yeah. Love it. I got it. I got the joke. It was on the nose.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2004, I graduated, man. So
that picture of you and Dean Hudson is like one of my all-time favorites, man. Like
it's a special moment in my life.
The look on your face and
I think I have it in the gallery here. It's a special moment. It's a special moment in my life. Yeah, man. Obviously.
Yeah.
No, I got it on my teams. It's not here. It's on the teams.
Fair enough.
But I'll have it next week.
Fair enough.
But it'll actually be I'm gonna make it my temporary profile picture.
You should, as you should. 2004. This movie came out in 2004. Let me see exactly when it came out in 2004. Was this before or after graduation? That's
a good question. I think it was wasn't it like a fall movie?
I feel like it was a fall movie because I feel like I saw it in the lead up to the Oscars though in 2005. And we'll talk about that. But
yeah, I didn't see it till 2005, but I
released
remember
in September 13th. In October 22nd.
It's a nice smooth. That's a nice time for a nice little sweet little picture to come out like this.
Yeah. So you guys, if you're paying close attention to Joe's screen or my screen, you know we're talking about 2004 Sideways. Sideways, directed by the great Alexander Payne. I believe this is his fourth movie. Pretty sure it was his fourth movie. He had directed he had come to be known as a very fine director from Election, but Election was his second movie.
What was his first? What did he make first?
The first movie I actually have over in my DVD rack right here is Citizen Ruth.
Oh, okay.
Phenomenal movie. If you've never seen Citizen Ruth, and it's about abortion. It's very controversial. Okay. It's a great movie. Great movie. It turns that whole the great Swoosie Kurtz and Laura Dern. A lot of good acting in that. Good film. But we're here to talk about Sideways, which came out, as we said, in October 2004. I actually saw it in the theaters with my main man.
You're a man of culture.
And so, this was an exciting year. We're going to talk about this a lot more as we talk about this episode. This is an exciting Oscar year. Once you dive into it, you're in the pre-show. You were very excited about the discussion. Man, so loaded. This year was so loaded, and this movie features a lot of great acting roles, and one of them arguably was a snub, and we'll talk about that. I want to talk about it when we get to it. I don't want to,
that's cool. Yeah.
But the winner of the Best Picture that year, Sideways was nominated for Best Picture. The winner for Best Picture that year was $1 Million Baby. Can't really argue with that. It's a fantastic film. Bit of a downer. Fantastic film. Makushla. Also up for Best Picture was The Aviator, which is one of my all-time favorite films. I watch it monthly.
Such a beautiful movie.
Such a beautiful movie.
Absolutely beautiful.
The colors, it's strikingly beautiful. Everything from Hell's Angels all the way to the bitter end for my man Howard Hughes.
Wouldn't you love to go to that LA?
Oh man,
the LA where he.
I'm always looking for that LA. When I'm landing in LA in LAX, I don't want to crash, but I'm looking.
Who does? Who does?
I'm looking for those rooftops. I'm looking for the
those Spanish style rooftops like that.
Just beautiful. Finding Neverland. I saw it once.
Never saw it.
Admittedly,
hate it. Never saw it.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine.
It's T.S. Eliot, right? He's playing T.S. Eliot.
No. J.M. Barrie. The Peter Pan.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's all one English writer to me. But keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and really, truly, they are.
And we are drinking wine out of respect for Sideways.
Out of respect for Sideways. Joe, what wine are you drinking in particular?
I'm on a Cab Sauvignon from a black winery. that we got actually from the Buckhead Atlanta chapter, Jack and Jill.
Nice.
We had my wife's chapter had a wine tasting for our annual foundation.
Your award-winning wife.
Yes,
Wife.
Mother of the Year, my award-winning wife. Very proud of her. And so we had the wine tasting last Saturday night, virtual.
Okay.
And so I'm drinking some of the cab from that night. I think it's called Longfellow. I think I'm drinking some of the cab from that night.
Nice. Well, I'm on some Josh Pinot Noir.
Yeah, looks good. I like that bottle. That bottle's nice. I like the Josh. I like the J. As a Joe, I like that J a lot.
It's one of my favorites. It's a go-to.
Sometimes when I do my you have like different eras, or not eras, but epochs of signatures.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes I do a big J.
Uh-huh.
Or I used to do this Jack Kennedy J, which is it looks like a sideways S. Yes, but I like that big pronounced J.
Yeah.
Yes. Very nice. Very nicely done.
So absolutely no more low. No more low.
No more low. Don't be mistaken by that red wine.
Got some tidbits about that too. So yeah, Ray was also Taylor Hackford. Excellent performance. Great. Jamie Foxx winning for Best Actor for that. And Sideways was up. So just a loaded category, as all the categories were that year. Yeah. And we'll talk more about the categories as we go further. But see, I saw it with my main man, Jeff Jones, and we immediately identified who we were in this film. And
I could see it very In fact, gosh, now that you say it, there's so much of both of you. Of the little I know of Jeff, of what I know of Jeff from photographs and stories. And what I know of you from loving you for 20 some odd years. I could definitely see Miles.
The dynamic. Yes.
I see Miles and Jack.
Yes. And so this became, for years. As a matter of fact, in our group, the New Day co-op for a very long period of time, Jeff was simply known as Jack in the group. So, there it is. But anyway, and this is not, it's not a complete characterization. I want to be very clear about this right now. We're not saying that Jeff is beat for beat, line for line Jack. This is not for you. This is for others who may misinterpret. If you get my drift. This is
one person in particular.
Yeah. This is not an indictment in any way, shape, or form. It's just the same.
Long time ago. Long
Yeah. But in our dynamic, we'll talk about it more. So anyway, Joe, when did you see this movie? What were your initial impressions? What were your thoughts?
There was a video store next to the Publix on the East-West Connector and South Cobb Drive. There was a video store there, and I don't remember the name of the video store, but I went there, and it was Sideways was on sale for like $9.99 on DVD, and I was living. I didn't see it until I'm going to say sometime in fall of 2005. I had moved to an apartment in Austell, and one day after work, I went up there and I saw Sideways. I said, okay, well, I've heard good things. Let me check it out. And I instantly fell in love with the movie, and I wish I had wine that night so I could have watched it with some wine. But I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I instantly fell in love with the movie. This was also during the LimeWire period.
Yes.
So I just wanted to add that, because then that night I went and I downloaded, I had the soundtrack that night, and was burning CDs. So I had my little riding music, little Rolf Kent.
Oh yeah.
I think my favorite song is called Miles and Maya, which is oh God. Then there's After the Wedding. I mean, there's just if you have never listened to this soundtrack, I've got to say this now. I'm sorry. Because it was a part of me seeing the film for the first time. Because not only was I entertained, and I was sitting like in my apartment by myself, on my ground floor apartment in Austell. Not only was I entertained, I was also so taken aback by the simplicity of the film, and the beautiful music and the outstanding acting. Yeah. And so then instantly I was upset about what I saw as a snub, even though I've never seen Finding Neverland. So I'm just going to always point to Johnny Depp because he's the weirdo. So I'm just going to point to him. Paul Giamatti is an everyman.
Yeah.
There was another movie we were possibly going to do tonight that I felt was extremely snubbed called The Social Network. Yeah. And I took it personally because I'm like, I identify with this. Like, how dare you snub this?
Yeah.
Oscars. But anyway, so that's, I saw it in fall of 2005, bought it $9.99 cut rate DVD, and downloaded the soundtrack, instantly loved it, instantly was feeling the entire, just everything about this film. So loved it.
I didn't know a whole lot about the film going into it, other than it was up for the awards. And so, at this point in my life, I was really very interested in making sure I was very well versed on what was up for the Oscars, and so I could have informed conversations, yada yada. And so,
well, and that year prior to, I was all about Ray and Collateral.
Yeah,
because I thought, I was like, well, Ray's going to win it all. And I think I saw $1 Million Baby. I might have seen $1 Million Baby like in succession, like maybe a week before I saw Sideways. So I got it later. But I was really upset. But I saw Collateral first, and I was like, well, this is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Michael Mann put it all together here.
Yeah.
Well, same themes from Thief, same themes. Same exact themes from Heat, and then and Thief, and then that
very much a lot of Thief, a lot of Thief,
and that TV show. That he did, the cheap TV show he did.
Yeah, Crime Story.
Crime Story.
Yep.
So anyway, back to So 2005. I didn't see it until a year later, man, but it was still beautiful, and I've probably watched it in totality. I'm gonna say about 60 times at this point.
Yeah, I'm right there too. I'm man. Hey, it holds up well. It holds up
different
really
periods
well.
of my life.
Yeah, we should talk about that. All right, so Joe, let's just jump straight into that, man. Like compared to the first time you saw it, right?
Yeah.
How have your thoughts changed on the film?
I get it. I was fresh out of college, had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Life was good. No worries, no issues. Didn't really relate to I related to Miles, but parts of Miles.
Yeah.
I related to Jack a little bit about making sure his friend realizes, hey, don't be so afraid of life. Don't be so analytical.
Yeah,
you're afraid of living. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And if you're going to get into the Jeff and Calvin thing, I could kind of see that.
Yeah.
But I too suffered from that, affliction during that time. And so I think when I watched it, I watched this last week, like 2 days in a row, and I just watched it back to back, and because I knew it was on our list, so I watched it back to back. So I want to get this out of the way, and I've loved it, but I just want to see some little things.
Yeah.
And I think when I look at it now, I think about friends who I push or who push me. I think about relationships. I didn't get married till I was 39. I think about relationships and telling the truth.
Yeah.
And telling the truth to yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's easier to be who you are, and you tell the truth to yourself. In fact, when I started dating my wife, Faraji Wayland, who was our guest last week, he said, how about we just do this? How about this time we just tell the truth from the beginning? Let's just see how it goes.
I love Raj, man. Yeah, and that's what you get with Raj, for real.
And that advice was everything.
Yeah.
And in other words, saying who you are right now is more than enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I just gave that advice to another friend of ours. Just gave that advice to another friend of ours. And I'm saying that to say that I think whoever they were in this film, the guys, because the women were telling the truth.
Yeah.
The women naturally, the women are telling the truth. Like, this is me. This is what I got going on.
Yeah.
The guys, well, I think Miles wanted to tell the truth, but then he let Jack do whatever. He just lets Jack do whatever, Yeah. But I love Jack, so I'm not getting on Jack like that. But I love him. But he just let him do whatever. So how do I see it now? I see it now like There's cautionary tales in there. There's
Mhm.
you don't have to do this if you don't want to do this.
Right. 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 Say that.
Like you don't
You don't have to do this if you don't
if
want
you
to
don't
do
want to.
this. Yeah.
You truly don't, which is also in the great film Along Came Polly.
Ah, yes. So that is a great film. Very underrated.
Extremely underrated. Probably because
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, Phillips. Oh gosh, PSH. God rest his soul. But Kevin Hart's in that too. Yeah.
A little bit
early. Yeah, no, but early. Hey, getting credits. Judah. What's his name's in there too? Judah Gold. I think Judah, my brother's friend. Yeah, I think I see it now. Now it's at 46. There's a lot of themes that are strong, bro. Yes, and obviously, I'm sensitive like those grapes.
Yeah.
I'm very sensitive like those grapes.
Very thin skin. I need a lot of attention and a
lot of nurturing. All that.
Yeah.
I think at 30, I think at 31 when I first saw it, I was like, whatever, it's cool. Yeah. But now, 15 years later, very different. Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say I was 25, had a few relationships.
Whole lot of relationships, whole lot of broken promises. that was I'm sorry, when you say relationship, I couldn't stop and take a shot.
Yeah, shy. Yeah. Yes, anyway. There he is. Yeah, there he is. Only so rarely. Anyway, so yeah, I had a few relationships, but I had not had any like profound relationships, and I shortly thereafter began the big relationship of my young adulthood, with a young lady whose name is one of the characters' names, young Stephanie, and experienced a lot of the throes of young love and not really being honest with oneself about various things, and so there was that aspect of it there, and then I've been married and divorced, much like Miles. And the feelings there, as you move on and have relationships with other people, and you come to grips with things about your marriage, your past marriage that will never happen again, all those kind of things, the truthful aspect. Like I'm a truth teller, and so I've always been very uncomfortable in the film with a lot of the little lies that are told, because I'm like, like there's really no reason to tell these lies, and
double down on
them. Exactly. Like, it's just better to be forthcoming and forthright. But it very, very clearly illustrates the consequences of telling lies, and and then it also shows that some lies you can get away with for quite a while, and it's just it's such a well-crafted film that you can come back to it to our points. You can come back to it at later points in your life and just see it in a whole different light. I was pretty harsh on Jack initially, and then you live a little bit and you start to experience the things that Jack experienced, and you see things a little differently, and you let loose some of that Miles stuff, because I definitely was very uptight and very afraid to live life and to put myself out there, because very clearly Maya liked Miles, and he was oblivious to it. I don't think he was even oblivious to it. I think he just was afraid of of engaging, as it were, because he still had these unresolved things going on, and that very much happens to a lot of people. And so, this little journey into wine country, into Santa Barbara, and ostensibly a journey, a bachelor weekend, just reveals so much. Whole week. Reveals so much about just life, and that's why this movie endures to me. So, Joe, let me ask you this: you kind of alluded to it a little bit. You very cleverly hinted at the little things. Any more little things stand out to you in this film?
I just noticed. I noticed Thomas Hayden Church a lot. This past two times I was watching it, I wanted to watch. The first time I just wanted to watch Thomas Hayden Church. Well, I want to watch Thomas Hayden Church and just to see his affectations and to see like when he starts to get frustrated and when it just kind of boils over and when he just reverses course. And then the second time I watched it just for Paul Giamatti and Sandra Oh. Well, Paul Giamatti, Sandra Oh, Virginia Madsen. I watched it for the three of them just to see like little things. But I thought Thomas Hayden Church was like a powerhouse by himself.
Yeah. So absolutely.
So I just thought this was like literally the role he was born for. Forget Northern Exposure or anything else he did, and that his cameos and Tombstone and others. But he was really good in Divorce. Actually, he was very good in HBO Divorce. But which he's like, I have season tickets to him now because of this movie. Like if Thomas Hayden Church is doing something, I'm down. I'm there. But I think the little things for me were, and I alluded to the fact that the women were like being on, they were like, this is who I am, this is what I'm about. And it seemed like Santa Barbara, or just going north of town, was a dream. It seemed like the perfect women for these two guys. We're just in this little in this little wine town.
right outside of Buellton.
Right outside of Buellton. And I don't think I paid attention to that before, like, because maybe I wasn't old enough to understand or hadn't lived enough to understand that they had to leave out of their comfort zone to find real happiness, or to look for the right people to have happiness with. And it wasn't necessarily who they thought it was supposed to be with. And so I think the little things, I think for me, aside from all the wine stuff, because I think it really taught at least us about wine.
A great deal.
It taught us about wine. You had to, I mean, you watch Sideways, that was a date. Sideways and some wine.
Absolutely.
I mean, it made sense. So also I think another little thing for me was the sob. Thinking, I mean, I was raised in the 80s. I was born in the 70s, raised in the 80s. I'm from the 80s, in the word of Jay.
80s baby.
Well, 70s baby, but I'm from the 80s, baby. The Saab was like a very cool car. But the Saab in 2005 wasn't that Saab, not even a new Saab. That Saab, no, not so much, but it still had like an older, it had a flair, or it was a little bit of a time gone by. And it was the constant throughout the film. The Saab was no matter what, it could still get up and down the highway. And do what it had to do. So
put it in a ditch, it's still doing its thing.
It's still got home. God bless that Saab. I don't know where it is. Hopefully one of them bought it. Something, but that's one of the little things for me. And and I also liked the tender, the very intimate moments. A lot of close-ups.
It nails these tender, intimate, like how it is to be on a date, like a double date, and like, the different dynamics, like, like when one couple's all into each other and you're kind of, maybe not as much all into each other, but feeling each other, and, the little conversations that occur. I just nailed that. It was perfect, man. It was really, that group dynamic was really good. It's interesting that you should mention the Saab. The Saab definitely was one thing I wanted to talk about. So I just happened to like one morning I woke up and I was like, well, let me watch a little comedians in cars getting coffee.
Okay.
And it was an episode. I think it was the Jim Gaffigan episode. Maybe
I can see him.
It was a Jay Leno episode. No, was it Jay Leno? I don't remember which episode it was. But Jerry had a Saab. He was driving a Saab, and he was talking about like just the origins of Saab and how they were different. They were so different. It was an aviation company, and they basically it was a Jay Leno episode, because like he was talking about how they just basically handcrafted every single car initially. Like they hammered out the shells for the cars, the aluminum and everything, handcrafted, and made like 25 per year. And they were like, well, this is not sustainable. So, we'll start mass producing, but
we're not Porsche.
Right. I mean, like hand stitching the seats, like Saab was, incredible. Like that was the Saab story. So, no pun intended. But I'm here all night, guys. So Yeah, man, like the Saab was dope. I really enjoyed that. And to your point, man, like in the 80s, like, if you knew somebody who drove a Saab, it was something different. Like it was a dentist friend of our families that had a Saab, and he was cool guy, different kind of guy. He's like, yeah, I can see you driving that Saab. You know what I mean? Like
my best friend from one of my best friends from Howard, one of my best friends,
Mhm.
Dorian Noel Daggs, Esquire, his
Mhm.
first year, D-Daggs' first year at Georgetown Law.
Uh-huh.
He had a Saab 95,
Yes.
brother.
Yes.
I remember him picking me up. 97. I came down there or 96. I came down there for Morehouse played Howard.
Uh-huh.
And he picked me up at homecoming. And he picked me up from the yard on the yard and was playing Lucchini. I remember Camp Low, blasting Camp Low.
Mm-hmm.
In that Saab 95.
This is it. What?
Lucchini falling from the sky. Let's get, but it was so nice. Like it was so beautiful inside.
Yeah.
Man, it was so. Yeah. It's kind of like when people drive an Audi. Like y'all know something we don't. I don't know. Y'all know something.
Yeah. You're in on a little secret. Nina Smith is a former Audi driver. So
of course,
she knows things. We'll ask Nina about that.
She knows things.
So one of our other favorite movie characters, by the way, also drove a Saab.
Who?
A drop top Saab. He took a little trip with his neighbor and a young lady he was interested in.
Oh, Melvin Udall.
Correct.
Notice I went all the way. You don't love anything.
Oh man, what a great movie. We probably.
I mean, one of the worst, despicable. He had lines in that film.
Yeah. Cold-blooded.
So crazy someplace else. We're all stuck. I've used that in real life.
Yes.
On several occasions.
Yes.
And meant every single moment of what I was saying to those people.
Yeah. I think of a man and I take away reason and accountability.
I was too young to understand how bad that was.
It was awful.
But then when I got it one time, I was like, what did he say?
Yeah. TBS used to use that as their
yes.
trailer.
How do you write women so well? The girls she used to go back and forth like this.
Yeah,
think of a man. and the crazy thing about it too, my brother was a freshman at Brown, and that's when Brown was hot as fish grease. And the editor's like, oh, we just got it. My son just got into Brown, and we are thrilled. He's like, great, write a note. Congratulations. I don't care.
Good old Melvin Udall. Good old Melvin, man.
Not to mention other, his amazing racist rants
and homophobic. Yeah.
And homophobic. Oh gosh, he was just the worst. Just the worst.
Also the best.
And then walking out saying, "What if this is as good as it gets?" When he walks out of Lawrence Kasdan's office and he just kills the room.
Yeah. It's just I mean, all right. Anyway. Yeah.
We definitely got to do as good as it gets.
We do. Other little things about the film. I mean, this is not really even a little thing, but just how detailed they were about wine.
Oh yeah, you had to be right. I mean, you can't sell this and not know your stuff.
Yeah. But like that story he tells about how the Pinot Noir grapes are raised and everything like that, and like just I mean, it's an on the nose analogy as to who he is, and the reason he likes that particular blend of wine is because that's who he is.
But then Virginia, he's throwing bass, she's throwing back mid range, because brother, when Maya gets to talking, and they're on that back porch,
very sharp,
and she puts her hand on him.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there.
I learned a lot about dating language again from this film. Like
Malachi has something happened, very similar story, 2007. Very similar story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there, exact same thing happens. I pull a Miles. But really, what do you really think about Obama? What do you no, nobody's caring about Obama right now. It's
not the vibe at all.
It's 1:00 in the morning.
Right.
We're at a bar. What are you talking about?
That is not the vibe. But
no. No, boy. No.
Yeah. So the dating language, like it's just the whole dynamic again, like just I mean, it just was. I learned a lot about a lot of things, and this movie was educational in a very indirect way. Just taught you a lot about life and the actualities of things. So there's that. Joe, who's your unsung hero of the film?
I don't know if there's one. I mean, I think Miles.
Okay.
Because despite it all, if he's got one friend in the world, he's willing to do whatever he's got to do to help his friend.
Yeah, yeah.
And the whole time he's trying to tell his friend,
yeah,
this is messed up. You need to stop this.
Yeah.
And even in the end, he still goes through the heroics to help his friend.
Yes,
and then even after that, his prized possession, his car.
Yeah.
He still puts his car through that. Because Jack is always thinking.
Yeah.
He still puts his car through that.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's Miles, man. For me, it's Miles. Because it was his idea to get away. It's his idea to do all these things and he wanted to share this have this opportunity and this experience with his friend. And he was there for his friend. He was trying to be there for his friend and not be anything else or anyone else or anything like that. And he was trying to run away from some things.
Yeah, sure.
But that's what vacations and escapes are about. I mean, good gosh, come on.
Okay. So
that's why we watch these movies. Escape.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to decide if I want to talk about this now or I'm gonna save it for my nitpick. But I have a nitpick about Miles. The one glaring thing that just always bothers me about him. I'm sure you can kind of guess, but we'll talk about it later. I want to because okay, we'll talk about it now. So Miles is a scumbag, irredeemably.
When he stole the money.
Yeah, man, he stole $1,000.
I forgot about that part.
On her birthday.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
On her birthday, man.
You need some money. A great actress. Oh gosh, what's her name? That great actress. I just had it pulled up. Mary Louise Burke.
Yes.
She's a great actress.
Yes.
Did you ever watch Alpha House on Amazon?
No.
You should watch that. It's only 2 seasons. It's really fun. Okay. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
Miles so I mean, that's really pretty much it. I mean, he's a bit of a compulsive liar. Like, he's a liar. So there's that part of it too. But just, I mean,
who is your unsung hero?
My unsung hero is Maya.
Is who? Maya?
It's Maya. So the great Virginia Madsen, and I just want to say first of all how much glee I had at seeing Helen from Candyman alive. Helen. Oh, Helen. I'm not gonna say it again. I'm not looking in the mirror, but I'm looking at myself. I don't want her to gut me here. But it was great to see her alive. I'm a big fan of her brother as well, Michael.
Yeah, he's a wild one.
He's a wild one. Bud and Sonny Black. Yeah, man.
So many things.
Yeah. But she just turned in a fantastic performance as Maya. Maya was, the glue that held a lot of the story together. Very calm, even when she's angry with Miles. She's angry in a calm and measured way. Yeah, yes. Just smoldering. Like there's a lot going on here, man. I'm throwing rocks tonight. Yeah, man. Maya was just she was a calming, soothing presence. Like, when she tells him in the car, I heard she went to the Hitching Post to see me last night.
No, I didn't know. Okay. Yes.
Like, look, I was in class, yada yada, but I'm so glad to see you today. Like, I mean,
those days were forever, by the way. Those days lasted forever.
As they should. I mean, can you imagine living? Like, I mean, that's probably the best days, like in retrospect. Probably the best days of Miles and Jack's lives. That week.
Literally.
Literally. Yes. Literally. But she was just so calming, and and then her heartfelt words to him on his voicemail at the end. when she's read his novel, she has like good points about it. Like, my goodness, I can't imagine you haven't gone through that. But I didn't understand this, and like, it's very clear that she really sincerely like read his novel and was interested in it, and interested in him as a person. And she got over that hurt of when he said, I that's just my roommate from San Diego State. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have feelings about, like, so when somebody entrusts you with a secret or tells you something that is not yours, you know what I mean, and kind of puts you in a compromising position. Miles very clearly did not mean to like snitch on Jack at all.
No, he didn't.
It completely slipped out. You know what I mean? Now Miles, I guess in self-preservation or whatever, he never owned up to being the one to say it. Like, I mean, he could have just told Jack, yeah, it slipped out. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Go in there and risk his life to.
I think that was his atonement. He did go in and risk his life where a big hulking man MC Gainey, my man MC Gainey, the old my favorite role MC Gainey played was on Fresh Prince. He was the Luther. He was the like a handyman that Will had befriended that was an ex-con, and like then the family started to get suspicious of Luther, that he was stealing things, or I forget how that worked out, but he wasn't stealing. But anyway, MC Gainey, man, anytime something man goes full frontal in the movie, you have to like kind of give props to him. Hey,
he gets love and respect. I think he was also in El Diablo.
Yeah, he was. But yeah, man, Miles risked life and limb for Jack in that moment. But Maya was just, she just was so calm, cool, like she was a cool waitress. Like Jack very perceptively was like, yeah, there's no ring. She didn't, but she wore the ring while she was working to try to, do what she needed to do to fend off guys. Right. Just a great character. Really, again, very realistic character. Was just dope. I really enjoyed Maya, one of my favorite characters in movies, and very definitely, if she hadn't been going against the Juggernaut, which is Cate Blanchett, for Best Supporting Actress that year, very deserving. That category was completely loaded. Can we talk about that for a moment, Joe? The Oscars that year? Of course we can. This film was up for 5 Oscars. It won 1. It won for the best
for 5 Academy Awards.
5 Academy Awards.
This is Sideways.
Man, how great was the Oscars this year, by the way? Like, just
this past year?
Did you watch did you finally get a chance to watch it?
Oh, yeah. I watched it all. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Yeah, in fact, on Spotify, Questlove has a playlist of every song he played, which I highly recommend.
Questlove is amazing.
I'll share that.
He's amazing. We don't give Questlove nearly.
Nah, we don't give him nearly
he deserves.
But he was jamming. Yeah. I mean, not to mention, of course, the cultural moment where Glenn Close showed just how encyclopedic her mind is when she said the great go-go band EU.
Yeah.
If she had said like, what is it?
Experience Unlimited.
If she had said Experience Unlimited, I would have probably fallen.
I would have lost my shit.
Yeah. She said the great go-go band out of DC EU. She's looking at Daniel Kaluuya. He doesn't know.
And then she gave a shout out to Sugar Bear.
Yeah, she said Sugar Bear. Like she said it. And Sugar Bear. I'm like, is she from DC?
And Backyard Band, man. She
said Backyard Band. Like, okay, girl, get down with it. Get down.
And then she did the butt.
Yeah, then she said, and she knew it was from. She knew Spike Lee school bag. She knew it.
So and Spike posted some receipts.
Yeah, I saw that.
Posted her with him. So
just in case you thought, which I appreciated. Which that moment to me is it's Morehouse.
We are Morehouse. Yeah, so that's what we do. This is
what I'm trying to tell the world. Like, this is who we are.
This is who we are. Yeah.
This is who we are in that big moment.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this past year's Oscars. But no, you're a big fan of this 2005 Oscars.
Yes, man. Every category was loaded, Joe.
But I think we were like, we like emotionally, we knew Jamie would probably win. So I think as a people, we were just really honed in on Ray and Jamie. Yeah. And I don't even know if we had room for Jamie in Collateral or even Morgan $1 Million Baby, because brothers didn't go see $1 Million Baby. Myself and I'm brothers. But but it was loaded. If you look back, I mean, they did right. They did it right. Although, in my opinion, Paul Giamatti should have been there. But Thomas Hayden Church definitely should have been nominated. And I wouldn't have had a problem with him winning. But I understand Morgan. I mean, it's Lifetime Achievement Award. I got it.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it's a bit of lifetime achievement. But I mean, Scrap Iron in and of itself, that was a great role.
It was. It was.
You know, and offline we did talk about Jay Baruchel. Also, probably would have deserved some nomination. Some love.
Like, I want to look back, see if we got like an Independent Spirit thing or something like that, or Hollywood Foreign Press best newcomer of 2004. You know.
Yeah. Alan Alda in The Aviator was incredible as Owen Brewster.
He was. Oh.
Jamie, we already talked about in Collateral. That was man. I mean, Jamie was on top of the world.
Cruz didn't get a nomination either.
No, he didn't. And that's another thing, man. Cruz is so slept on, man.
Cruz was killing it, Felix, man. I mean, killing.
Oh yeah. I mean, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, but I mean, I might watch Collateral tonight, bro.
Yeah. I'm trying to look up and see.
I'd be a Collateral night tonight.
I got Collateral up here. I might watch Collateral.
It's all per chance. That movie is all about.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even going to get in her.
Yeah.
Jada, who I'm not really a fan of.
That's her best role. That and Bamboozled. She kills in Bamboozled. Yeah, those are her two. Those are two.
That's her two. That's when I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about.
Very understated. Very Yeah. And then finally, my man Clive Owen. In Closer.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Psychological mind.
Man, the dialogue. The only movie I can think of that has a better, more scathing, brutal dialogue in it is Glengarry Glen Ross. Like Closer and Glengarry Glen Ross are viscerally difficult to listen to.
Think of this though. Look at this film behind us. This film we're talking about tonight.
Yeah.
4 people.
Mm-hmm.
Closer. 4 people.
4 people.
Okay.
Right.
In all sincerity, these films that were heralded that year, very few. It wasn't these huge ensemble casts.
Yeah.
Collateral had 3 people in it. Really 2, but 3 people in it.
Yeah.
No, 4. You can put Ruffalo in there. So 4. You can have Ruffalo.
Yeah.
At 4. Ray had it was just Ray and what's oh gosh,
Regina King or
Regina King and now why can't I think of my girl's name?
Kerry Washington.
And Kerry Washington. Really that was it.
Yeah.
You could say Harry J. Lennox. You could say, but let's be honest.
The great Harry J. Lennox is our man.
He is. Nothing but love for Harry J.
Joe Adams, man.
You could have come to me. That was 5 heartbeats. Sorry, but yeah, it's Joe Adams.
Dresser.
Anyway, no, it was a strong year.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get left out.
Yeah.
But the picture, it did win best original screenplay.
Adapted
screenplay. Sorry, adapted screenplay. I know I was wrong when I said it. Best adapted screenplay. And the scene behind me, to me, so for those who aren't watching the video, the scene where on the day they're all together and the day
the picnic.
The picnic, when they go out there, we've had those days. When everything is working, a hot knife through butter, everything's working right. It breaks your way all day long.
Yeah.
And it ends in the most perfect of ways.
Yeah.
And even there's that scene where he's laid back and she's driving.
Yeah.
And he's looking over at her.
Yeah.
Absolutely breathtakingly perfect.
Magical. Yeah, man. One time for Sandra Oh for whooping his ass when she found out the truth.
I'm gonna tell you 5 times for Sandra Oh for whooping his ass.
She went to town with that helmet, bro.
So now think about this too. So Sandra Oh had already done Arliss, so we knew her from that.
Yeah.
But it was like real uptight, almost stereotypical actually. In Arliss, right?
Yeah.
Then we see her in Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
But in Grey's, she kind of has like a haze of residency on her.
Yeah.
And as a physician yourself, I think you understand what I'm saying by a haze.
Yeah. She plays a surgical resident to a T. She's the best of the actresses on that show by far.
And she was the best too. The best.
Yeah, she was the best at her
craft.
craft.
It's not Meredith. It's not anybody. It's her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So she never has time to like really relax, except when she's in love with Burke, and they have a whole thing because they're both the best, and it's a whole thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
damn you, Isaiah Washington, damn you.
I know.
He ruined a
But
whole lot of things, man.
I know, but and yes, damn you, Isaiah Washington. But in this, she was sexy to me.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. From the very first moment you meet her. But I mean, we kind of we had a
even that arm clasp.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on.
I like that. I like that.
But like I was like, is this is Sandra? Oh, like she's not in some scrubs. She's not in any blues.
Yeah,
she's not uptight 90s thing going on. Arliss. She was sexy. She was confident.
Yes.
She knew her wine. She knew her stuff. Even when Miles is trying to like diss the wine, she's like,
she's so cool about it.
Yeah, I'm in on the joke too. Like I didn't make it. I'm just.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either. But
yeah,
then,
I'm
like,
not a big fan of it either. You know,
she
really
pours in that extra pour.
Yeah.
He's like, you're a naughty girl.
Naughty girl. And she says that line. I know. I need to be spanked. And the way she says it, like, this Sandra Oh.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Yeah. And no love for the Oscars. No love.
That's surprising. That's they already had people of color nominated that year.
Yeah.
So why? I mean, come on. And if you're going to nominate Virginia Matz, I mean, come on, break.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She was great. She was absolutely great. And unfortunately, these chances don't come around often. So I think she won some Emmys.
Yeah.
But it's not about that. It's not about that.
She's doing some great voice acting in Invincible, by the way. Invincible, the cartoon on Amazon Prime.
I knew it was going to come back to that. I knew it was. No, I loved her turn as Stephanie in the film.
Yeah.
And her just ethically ambiguously Black daughter.
Yeah.
And her completely white mother.
Yeah.
No explanation.
Yeah. Just a lot of there's a lot going on there.
So many things.
So many ins and outs and what have you there.
Yeah, that we just never got answers to. Yeah. And I guess we're just not going to. It's kind of like The Sopranos. Yeah. I'm just going to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, I'm real huge fan of her performance.
Yeah. No, she was fantastic, you know, and you know, very clearly had been hoodwinked and bamboozled by my man Jack, you know, that anger in that moment, man. And Miles, Miles knew what was coming. She's sitting on the stairs. He could have did a little WB. He could have done a little Warner Brother, man. You know, could have told his boy Jack what was coming.
Okay.
And he did try to tell him don't answer the phone before, but when it was, I think that was his fiance calling him then. He's like, don't answer that. Real quick, there's that scene on the golf course, man, where those guys try to play through them.
Yeah. I've been there.
Have you?
Yeah.
On what end? Trying to play through somebody or somebody trying to play through you?
The ball's showing up. I guess they thought we were taking too long. And it was after I'd seen this, and I ran up the hill.
Nice.
And
a confrontation
I was
with
like he was going to tee up, and he was like, "Okay, this guy's crazy."
Yeah.
And I ran back in utter fear. I ran back like young Rickon Stark.
Hopefully you zagged a little bit, Joe.
Yeah, I did. I zagged, but not knowing if he was going to shoot at me again. I should have just come back, like walk backwards, staring at them. So I could have been ready.
We got a problem here?
Got a problem? I like that last guy in Boys in the Hood who walks up. That scene.
Yeah,
this guy with a Seattle Mariners hat.
A Seattle Mariners hat, man. Just random, man. Like
it's the blue and gold advanced hat.
God bless. All right, so I kind of have lost track. We were talking about the I don't think we even really need to go into who we identify with. We've been pretty clear about earlier.
I identify with Miles.
Yeah.
I've identified with Jack.
Yeah. I've been all four of the characters. I've been all four. I've been Maya, you know, but mostly Miles. A lot of especially like pre-marriage, a lot of insecurities, a lot of those uncertain about yourself, failure, that feeling of like, I'll tell you my feeling when I related to Miles when he didn't get his novel published.
Yeah.
After I failed one of the USMLE licensure exams in medicine, just gutting. I had just gone through a breakup as well. And found out that I had failed my USMLE licensure, and a lot of projected anger on people, people I loved and people I didn't love, people I didn't know. I might have been that guy that would go to a winery and drink up the backwash. You know what I mean? And steal a bottle from the sommelier. And yeah. Oh, that backwash. That moment was pretty rough. That's pretty close to the bottom, man.
Pretty close to the bottom.
When you're drinking the backwash, well, I mean, there are lower moments, Joe. but,
I guess you could have licked it up.
But drinking the backwash is pretty bad, man. Yeah, man. I mean, that feeling of feeling like, well, this is it for me. I got nothing left. No one cares what I think. I'm excrement on a piece of toilet paper. Yeah, there he is.
Abattoir. The abattoir.
The abattoir. There's a lot going on in that abattoir, Uncle Junior. Oh man. Man.
There's a truly low point.
Yeah. But yeah, man. As I've progressed and post marriage, I definitely had some Jack moments. Maybe currently living through some Jack moments now. I don't know. Definitely.
Hey, brother. It happens to the best. It happens to the best of us, brother.
Yeah, man. But yeah, this is. I mean, again, to the credit to Alexander Payne in the writing here. This is just another very relatable movie. Very, 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 very relatable. As far as societal impact, this is one film that does have a societal impact. So wine sales were affected by this movie. Pinot Noir.
What did the box office do though?
The box office, it did fairly well. I think that it made a profit for sure. Okay. Its budget was 16 million. Box office was 109.7 million. Okay. So they crossed that 100 million threshold.
All right.
Yeah. And for like an ensemble comedy film, as it were, comedy, drama, whatever you want to call it, it could definitely I wouldn't expect it to get 109.7 million. But it certainly did.
No, me neither. I mean,
yeah. But yeah, so the sales of Pinot Noir went up 16%. Wow. In the period this film was, so it was a definite the correlation between this film and the sales of Pinot Noir. Conversely, Merlot went down 2% as a result. So the Merlot drinkers of the world,
What were you going to say about Merlot? What were you going to say?
I mean, I was just going to say, I had from this film, I don't think that I had very much experience with Merlot, but from this film, I was like, no fucking Merlot anywhere. I publicly declared that in a few places in New Orleans at the SNMA conference that year. I was like, yeah, no fucking Merlot. I enjoy a good Merlot now. I have a good Merlot underneath my in my little wine rack right now. But yeah, I had an irrational. He never really had any other than the wine he eventually opened up was a Merlot. That 67 what was it called? A Cheval.
I thought it was a Margolese or something.
Yeah, well, it was. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it was. I had it open right here. It was a Merlot. It was a Merlot. It was a Chateau Cheval Blanc, 61 Chateau Cheval Blanc, which is a Merlot. And so maybe that had something to do with him not wanting to drink Merlots.
Or maybe it meant he was gonna, mature to the place, step out of his comfort zone.
Yeah. Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Hey, I don't know where to put this exactly. I'm listening. But a couple things. So I guess this is the TV connections. His ex-wife. She was Gretchen in Breaking Bad.
She did a couple episodes of one of my favorite shows of all time, Bored to Death. She plays old, she plays young. She's on.
She's in The Boys.
Yeah, she's on Succession season 2. She's a writer.
She is. Yes. Oh, Succession is such a good show.
I know.
If you're not watching Succession, guys,
you're tripping.
You need
20 episodes. You can start it up right now.
Yeah.
Episodes. You'll be done by Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah. We talked about MC Gainey, the stuff he had done. Sandro, obviously, we talked about. The fact that I guess Jack was he was in the vein of Joey from Friends. He was the soap opera actor.
Yeah.
And so that's how he got on with the waitress.
After Dr. Summers.
Yeah. And Cammy, the waitress.
Yeah.
That's a great moment.
Jack is very relatable. I'm just gonna leave it
there. Yeah. We've all had Jack moments.
As said in the movie Swingers, we all have stories. As Mikey says.
Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, man. So yeah, it's a lot of TV connections. A lot of. Can you think of anything else there?
No, I mean, well, Thomas Hayden Church. Obviously he Northern Exposure.
Oh, Wings. He was great in Wings.
He was on Wings too.
Yeah, him and Tim Daly.
I didn't realize that. Oh, of course. Well, I'm tripping. Of course. And Wings. Golly, Wings. They couldn't even make that little weird.
No, they couldn't make that weird show no more.
Now, Wings. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at Wings.
NBC, man. Brandon Turtikoff. TV. That was Wings. Wings was very briefly on Must See TV.
No, it was. I mean, Wings was a thing.
Yeah.
It was like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So he was really living that because he was living that reality and the Northern Exposure as well. So it goes to CBS and does Northern Exposure.
Yeah.
Rob. And he's living that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he's living that dream.
Living the dream.
Yeah,
Shout out to Raj.
Thomas Hayden Church. We haven't really talked about Jack. Jack was incorrigible. And he was on a tilt from the moment he got in the car, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He picked him up. Why were you late, Miles? What are you doing, Miles? Miles, I can't lose her, Miles. Yeah. Come on.
Fine, I have to do everything myself. That's my favorite moment for him. It's like when he's like, fine, I have to do everything myself. Like, what have you done for yourself? What have you done, actually, Miles?
Get this straight. You go in there. You choose to sleep with the waitress. You didn't know she was married, but you choose to sleep with the waitress. You leave your wallet with your wedding rings in it. I mean, you're upset because you have to go back and get your wallet?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But Miles, to his credit, he handles it.
Yeah.
He does it.
Just I mean, Jack, man, Jack, I mean, the little moment where he's like, what does this look like to you? It's like, yeah, it looks like you were in a little car accident. And then later Miles, well, why am I not hurt? Because you had your seatbelt on. Like Jack had thought it through.
Definitely. The way he looks at him, like, yeah. And the next day he's getting married.
Yeah. He's getting married the next day. Saturday. He's getting married. Yeah, man. Just and has a beautiful Armenian wedding. That wedding was
beautiful. He didn't go. He left. He went home.
Yeah. Well, that reception probably would have been.
He couldn't have taken. I mean, she said she was having a baby. That was enough. I was like, okay.
All right, man. His reaction to that was perfect, pitch perfect. He's like, oh, how wonderful. And he yeah, man. My heart broke for him in that moment.
I could feel him swallowing the pain and the anguish over that news. Calvin.
Yeah.
I can hear him choking on the anguish of that news.
Yeah.
Of his ex-wife marrying this guy, the restaurant guy, that guy. And then he's like, yeah, I know her. Good friends with her. Still am. Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But then finding out she's pregnant.
Yeah, man.
And he'd done everything he could to be in that moment.
Yeah.
But then he was like, okay, I can't take this.
Yeah. This is a bridge too far.
You should get back with this mom.
You should get back.
You knew her, right? Oh yeah.
All she wanted to do was spend some family time with her thieving son. And she's taking the time to put the money.
They had plans.
wrap it in a rubber band, and then put it into Ajax. And he just goes in there, scoundrel, steals his mom's.
That was cold blooded. I'd forgotten about that.
Because we want to like Miles.
Oh, I love Miles,
and we do love, but he's a scoundrel.
But I do appreciate that he finally had the courage to just say, forget it. I'm going up here. I got to go see Maya.
So Joe, it was an adapted.
He went to see About a Girl.
He went to go see About a Girl. It was an adapted screenplay. So have you read the book at all?
No. I'm going to buy it tonight.
I wasn't even aware that there was a book until I was today years old. When I should have figured it out since it was an adapted screenplay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't always think, guys. And then so there's a sequel called Vertical.
What?
Yeah.
Who's in that?
No, I mean to the novel.
Oh, okay.
To the novel.
Come on, roll with it, baby.
So I mean, I've not read it, but
you're reading something about it now. What
on the Wikipedia page? So it's talking about apparently it's Miles and his mom on a road trip, and Jack also, and Jack's newly divorced, I guess. So that didn't last.
Shocker there.
So yeah, but they're going on a road trip, and with the mom's caretaker, an Asian woman named Joy. And yeah, so I'm interested. My interest is peaked. There was a reason, I can't remember exactly. Alexander Payne flatly refused. He was like, "There's no way I'm doing a sequel," and so there's that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I do too. Actually, no, I don't think I really want to see that, but I would read it.
In the intro, shout out to Ralph Kent for the music. I know I lightly mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ralph Kent for the amazing soundtrack, which is available. Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, iTunes and Tidal.
Those sound like some of the same places our podcast is located, Joe.
They are. Oddly enough. Making a whole thing that night.
Yeah, man. So where does this movie rank for you, Joe?
This is one of my favorite films to watch, period.
Yeah.
I think if you want to know what acting is, these four people show you. Actually, I can't leave Mary Louise out. The characters in this film show you what acting is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I greatly enjoy it. I'm glad I saw it when I did. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I've kept up with it. And there are periods in my life when I was either between relationships or in relationship or living alone, dating someone at distance or whatever. And I didn't want to think about whatever pain or anguish or whatever I was going through. So I escaped in many cases by watching Miles and Jack and Maya and Stephanie. Mm-hmm. And I think that when I say I've seen it 60 times straight through, I've fallen asleep on, now I've started it 500 times. I used to fall asleep watching this movie all the time, like literally from my bed with my DVD player and my gargantuan TV, analog TV. I would
cathode ray tube.
The huge cathode ray tube, just to show you what year this was. I would fall asleep.
Eat the idiot box.
Yes, watching this all the time, and I wake up like, oh God, not the blue screen, but it might be like
bouncing off the, hoping it'll hit that corner.
Yeah, but yeah, it ranks as one of my favorite films. Almost. Great beating. It ranks as one of my favorite films, and I believe Paul Giamatti was snubbed. I mean, it could have gone with 6. Who cares?
Yeah.
I believe he was snubbed, even though I'm not for the win, for the nomination.
Just give him the nomination.
Just give me the nomination.
Recognize the greatness of this guy, man. And he's been a working actor for a while, man. I'm talking about like Donnie Brasco. Like, I mean, Paul Giamatti's been in things, man. Cinderella Man.
Best Friend's Wedding.
Did he get nominated for Cinderella Man? He got nominated eventually for something, right?
I think it was Cinderella Man. He was great in that.
Yeah.
People are usually good in Ron Howard movies, though.
Yeah, that's true. Ron Howard brings it out of you.
People are usually good. I'd like to see him do some Spike Lee work, and of course, I mean, Chuck Rhodes.
We got to talk about that. We got to talk about that TV connection. Yeah,
I mean,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
he's just very good. He's very, even he had a short turn on Downton, which we've never discussed, by the way. I don't. You don't strike me as a Downton Abbey guy.
I have a British TV thing.
And now, Downton Masterpiece Theater presents
Downton.
Laura Linney. Needs to like Colin Firth. And then Laura Linney's
Alistair Cookie.
Ooh, it's Cook. But
shout out to all the kids out there that only know Masterpiece Theater.
That's when it was time to go to bed, boy. It was time to do something else, boy. When
from Cookie Monster and Sir Alistair Cookie.
When I was a kid growing up, after Electric Company, you know, they play Sesame Street again, and then Electric Company again, and then it would be the McNeil Lehrer hour, and my dad would be like, all right, go take a bath. I was like kindergarten.
Yeah.
He'd sit there and watch the
McNeil Lehrer.
He would watch the news. That's the real news, Jack.
Yeah, that is real news. That is the
you know.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Friday Sesame Street with the long credits at the end. And with Barkley, following Barkley up and down the park and everything,
it's
man.
It's funny because then it left PBS. It's on HBO now.
Yeah.
Which you wouldn't necessarily know or care. But
I follow it.
Okay, it's on HBO. Oh yeah, I mean, well, okay. Little Tony, I don't know if he's outgrown it yet, but they have like, well, when Sage, her last iteration of it, and it just broke our heart when she was like, all right, I'm done with this. Because then we're watching it, you know.
Yeah.
And she doesn't remember any of that, which is so weird now.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember any of the things that she loved. I mean, lived for and loved. But at the end of it, I'm sorry, there'd be like a 30-minute version. There was a 40-minute version. The end of the 40-minute version, Elmo would dance and all dance, and Elmo was getting down, Jack. Okay.
Oh boy.
But and shout out to those who understand what I'm saying, because I'm droning on. Where does this rank for you, Killa?
This is the best movie about wine ever.
I mean, this is it's me, the subject matter expert. This is it.
Yeah. No, this is one of my all-time favorites to watch. Certainly, you know, with the buddy dynamic, road trip, like a fellas trip type movie. This is up there for that. Probably my top 3 road trip movies, where guys just kind of, you know, that friendship dynamic and the friendship is tested and all this kind of things. You know, as far as movies about, it's not quite about infidelity. I mean, because, you know, he's not married, so you're single till you're married, really, you know.
Okay.
You know, I know that's a controversial statement to make, but it is true. But certainly about the treachery, the treacherous things that can occur from lying about your situations and everything like that. It's definitely, and then like a date movie. This is in my top date movies as well. Like not just for on a date with someone, but also like the dates within the movie. This is a very good, very good film in that regard. So just a fantastic film overall. I'm glad we had a chance to talk about it.
Asphalt Groovin', one of my favorite songs on a road trip. At some point I play Asphalt Groovin' by Rolf Kent when I'm out there on the open road, or the slab, as me and John Cox call it.
Yes.
I'm on a slab. Asphalt Groovin'.
Yeah,
it gets me going. And
check out the soundtrack, guys. It's an excellent soundtrack. Also, we had a discussion with Reese earlier. It's not streaming, unfortunately. But
it just was though. I just watched it. Maybe that was last month.
It was on HBO Max, and I think it has gone off the rotation, and it was on Stars as well. I don't know. I don't understand how it goes from one to the other, but it's out of the rotation for both of them right now.
Okay. So I know it was in April that I was watching.
Okay. Maybe it was on. It might have been on Netflix for a little bit too. Like it makes the rounds. Yeah. But definitely check it out.
It'll be on TNT every now and then too. I mean, it's not a. Yeah,
it's a movie that it gets play. Yeah. And rightfully so. It's one of the genre's better. One of the better films out there. That's what I'm trying to say. One of the better films out there. I'm getting halfway through my bottle of Josh here. So yeah, man. So Joe, we postponed Waiting to
Yeah.
excel.
And thank you for that, by the way.
No worries. Waiting to excel. Oh, actually, hold on a second, Joe. I don't even have it, man. I was gonna pull up. There we go. Hey, Falcons and Rams.
I got a license to kill.
They got Deion Jones in the background over your shoulder here. You know,
I see him up there.
Yeah, man. Falcons, man. So my Facebook memory, yesterday. I don't know if you peeped game, man.
I did. I do know what it was. I do know. Oh, I wish I had it on here.
Oh no, it's today actually. But the Secret Supper, man, from
yeah, but right, exactly.
Cinco de Mayo, the OMG booth.
What a great time. It was a scream at the screen.
Yeah, man.
It was a scream at the screen. I was there.
So shout out.
I was trying to be Jack to your miles that night, if you recall.
Yes, you were.
I was unrelentless, and then I was like, at some point, I just said, "Let it go."
Well, you know, and Spence too. For many years, you know, I tried to explain to him how that particular dynamic was working in it. You know, anyway. Yeah.
Let it go. Let it go.
Shout out though still to Spence, Roger Spence Humphreys, and Neil Rollins.
Yeah.
Black Tie Catering, Black Tie Barbecue, Black Tie Catering. They had the secret suppers that were just, I mean,
epic.
If you didn't experience those secret suppers, man,
epic.
Whew, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, we had such a good time at the Oakland Cemetery.
Did we ever?
A lot of fun was had. A lot of pictures were taken.
Lots of.
Our young friend. I always wonder about young Beaton. I hope young Beaton's out there.
Me too.
Okay.
I don't know.
And you know, shout out to Ani J. And
shout out to Ani J. Shout out to everyone that was there that night.
Yeah, everyone that was there that night.
Welcome to the China Club.
Welcome. I'm not going to say the rest of that, but yes, welcome to the China Club.
Yeah, I wasn't. That wasn't an alley-oop. I'm sorry. I was just.
Welcome to the China Club. Yeah, it's fun was had that night, and I guess that's all that can really be said. So Joe, we're going to do the Waiting to Excel next week.
Everyone fall.
Yeah, I've seen it 4 times this week already. I got to tell you, each time I watch it.
Where is it streaming?
I actually bought the DVD.
I bought the tape when it came out.
So I went to McKay's like about 3 months ago and bought it on when we came up with this list.
Okay.
I went to McKay's and bought it on a 4-pack. And I'll give you some guesses, Joe. You tell me if you had to make a 4-pack with Waiting to Excel, what would be in that 4-pack?
Wait. They were already prepackaged, or you bought 4?
It was a prepackaged 4-pack
DVDs, like the double sided.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Set it off.
That's like Family Feud. That's 1X.
Okay. What's love got to do with it?
2 X's.
Okay. I guess I'm trying to go from like the actors and the.
Steve Harvey's gonna be. He's laughing at you in a horrible.
I have no idea. I couldn't.
Just throw a guess out there. Do an obvious one.
I don't have an obvious. I don't know. I thought those things.
So stay in the realm of Terry McMillan.
Disappearing Acts. Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Stella Got Her Groove Back is one of them.
Okay, well I'm already out with Disappearing Acts.
Okay, so the other 2 are Soul Food and 5 Heartbeats. There's no way you would have guessed that one.
These 4 films have literally nothing to do with each other. 2 of them, they were written by the same person, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I got that 4-pack, and I've watched it so many times now. I feel like it's entering baby boy realm. So I can't wait to the
soundtrack was a happening though. The soundtrack could be its own episode.
And I kind of want to talk about even some of the songs that are in the score or in the background that aren't featured on the soundtrack.
The Carmen,
yeah, and
you know what I'm talking about in that Carmen scene. That Carmen scene with,
yeah, and Head and there's another one.
She turns me on.
Yeah, yes.
In my mind, that's my Layla Rashawn.
And
that dress.
Oh man,
in that scene.
Yeah.
We're
gonna have a Layla Rashawn talk.
That Layla Rashawn, and also actually Layla Rashawn throughout.
Cursor. Yeah.
Yeah, and also then later, then Leela Rashawn in Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like she was on her way to where we are now, but
Yeah,
it was a time.
yeah, that was a
In
good,
that late 90s swing.
a good slice in time, like
Yeah, it was a
right there.
great slice of time right there.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
It's like she just mad because he's tall. He's like, yeah, but he can't ball. Jamie said it, and there's a little look she said. She goes, ugh, like that.
Yeah.
That's when he knew he got her back. Like, I just wanted I could call you.
Yeah.
I just wanted I could call you. I might have used that line in Buckhead a few times at Cream or at at World Club.
Yes.
World Bar.
Tongue and Groove.
Not even Tongue and Groove. Definitely at Bell Bottoms. I just want to know I can call.
Oh, Bell Bottoms.
I just want to know. It's Thursday night too.
Scene of the crime.
By now we would have been out of there.
Yeah, or Liquid Assets.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brock, sharpest attack, Mayor.
Shout out to Raj and his cashmere. We got your cashmere.
Yeah, man. Good times, Joe.
Good times.
All right, guys. Well, look, this has been the Open Tabs Podcast, guys. We always appreciate you. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, your Anchor, wherever you decide that you want to listen to a podcast.
YouTube.
You can watch us on YouTube. Listen to us or watch us at 1.5 times speed because we be talking. You can understand us still at 1.5. I listen to it in the car. Oh, hey Joe. Hey man, we get the tour de Joe here right now.
I'm just closing it out. Just closing it out. A little Jacob Lawrence for the people.
Hey,
I did this on a call the other day. They were like, "Oh my gosh, what is that background?" Oh,
if you don't know now, you know. Jacob Lawrence, one of our greatest.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave you with this show. Were you aware back in the day they used to have this arts fest that would happen at Greenbrier Mall of all places?
I've read about it.
Summer.
I have read about that, yes, but I never been. I only read.
They would feature like the art of Jacob Lawrence and others. And that's where I learned quite a bit about art.
I love about Atlanta. Atlanta loves itself, and as long as Black people love themselves and love celebrating themselves, there will be art exhibits like that. I've bumped into cultural events at Greenbrier before, so I know that's not an anomaly in and of itself. I bumped into fashion shows and the Southwestern Atlanta AKAs were having or
the Westlake High School Manning Program Science Fair. We used to have our science fair.
Even better. Just trying to get to the food court with your
shout out to my president, El Presidente Keith Kane. And
where did Keith Kane ended up going to college?
TSU.
Okay.
He went to TSU. He's back in Atlanta. He's doing he does a lot of I don't want to short sell. Keith does like renovations and all sorts of things. Like he's a very, very popular guy. And I wouldn't have made it through physics without you, Keith Kane. So that's our little inside joke for the president of our class, Keith Kane.
Oh, real quick shout out to you. Well, we can do it next week. I'm gonna do it this week too. 20 years, brother.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah.
It was all a dream.
It was all a dream. I literally was reading Word Up magazine at that time. Yeah.
It was all a dream, bro. 20 years.
20 years ago, man. I was 20 years ago. 20 years ago in a month.
I think it was May 21st.
I was moving into the dorm over in Fair Street and causing disturbances, causing a ruckus where my man Joe Carlos couldn't even study, man.
That was 24 years ago. You moved in there. That was 97. 20 years ago, you graduated. You forget that part, brother?
I did forget that part. 20 years ago, I did graduate.
And shout out to Calvin. So his last semester, he'd taken the MCAT. He'd done all, we're just trying to get him into Meharry, just trying to get him up there. And Calvin, not unlike Chris Rock, was conflicted. It's always, well, I don't know. So he made it seem so dire, like it wasn't going to happen. So when he finally tells me, "Hey, I got into Meharry," I'm like, "We did it." It's the biggest deal in the world. But he was going to get into Meharry. He was going to get into school. He had done the requisite work. He had the good interview. He had the recommendations. They saw in him what needed to be seen in him because he is the amazing professional that he is today. They saw
Thank you, Joe.
Right?
Thank you, Joe.
No problem. But at the time, I didn't know. Calvin made it seem like this like
It was
graduation.
not all so certain, man. You know,
And I understand. Can it be?
Yeah.
Can it be also? Because my roommate was the same way, Cassie David.
yeah, yeah.
No, but we knew Cassie would get into some graduate program, but he wanted to be at the one at Tech. But they didn't. I don't think Tech came with it until like May 1st.
Yeah, Cassie was definitely on pins and needles for a long time.
He was. But I vividly recall. But Calvin, in his last semester,
it wouldn't have happened without you, Joe.
Brought his PlayStation 1, his PS1 or 2.
I'm sorry.
PS2.
No, it's a PS1. It's
his PS1 over to me and Cassie's room.
I'm sorry, Joe.
And said, if this doesn't get out of my room, I'm not going to graduate.
I'm sorry, Joe.
What are you sorry for? And so he brought it over. So we play. So Calvin came to my room to play
Madden, when I was got a lot of losses to Raj
with Raj and Kwabi and Corey
and CJ was playing with the Ravens. He
was with the Ravens, of course.
Yeah, man.
But that was 20 years ago, man. And then when you walked, I mean, you graduate, you got into Meharry, you graduated. It happened, and it was, I think it was May 20th or May 21st. So congratulations as we go into that season. We can talk about it the next couple of weeks, but congratulations as we go into that season. I hate that you guys aren't able to celebrate your 20-year.
We'll figure it out, man. Panama and Tiffany Brown have come up with a game.
Yeah, I saw
that
that something's happening. Yeah, I saw that. On the 15th, I believe, or the 15th or the 14th. I can't
14th, 15th.
14th. Yeah, Friday the 14th. And shout out to 01 as well. Really, we're talking Spelman 01, but shout out to 01. You know how I feel about your class.
My sisters, I know. My sisters at Spelman 01 though, man.
Well, they threw it really, while it is a 20-year anniversary of your class, I want to shout out the 10 years, the 10-year anniversary of your 10-year.
Do that.
Which was one of the finest weekends I ever. There was only one bleep on that whole weekend for me when my phone, my Evo, which used to get hot. Evo accidentally called my ex-fiance at the time.
Oops.
My ex-fiance. And it called her like 4 times in a row from the picnic, from the cookout thing we had.
Oops.
And I couldn't get it to stop ringing. And I remember Travis Williams, God bless him, was going to step on my phone for me.
Yes, he would have stepped on you. I know Travis.
He was going to step on my phone for me and break it. Or he's like, I know how to take the battery out. I got you. And I was like, Trav, I don't know if that's what we need to do. I said, but it keeps calling her. And that was the only blip, just small blip in that day, in that weekend. And that weekend started on a Thursday. There were Thursday parties, Friday parties, Saturday, several different things. And then Sunday we went to commencement. It was just amazing weekend. Oh my gosh. Shout out to 01. Much love to 01.
Man, that's a joke for you to say that, knowing how you have felt over the years.
I'm really talking about the women from 01.
I know you are.
Curated that entire. I'm talking about.
We got some strong women in our class.
Heather Joy Kinney. I'm talking about.
Yes.
Bianca, Camille Howell Cooper.
Yes.
Okay.
Having the best life this week over in the Dominican.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or in Costa Rica, wherever she is.
Wherever they went. I'm talking about Ani J.
And
anybody at
Shelby, I'm sure Shelby
Anissa Floyd.
Anissa Floyd. Beautiful Anissa Floyd. Yeah.
Yeah. That whole crew. Who put that on? Jadania, that whole crew put that on. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
And then shout out to Adrian Wilson and for always.
Let's just leave it at Adrian.
For always getting the 01 tent. And shout out to the heart and soul of the class of 2001. The heart and soul, Calvin, Miles.
I'm just a cog, man.
No, you're the heart and soul.
I'm gonna give it to the whole COE, man. Panama, Will Humphreys.
You're the heart and soul, though.
Jamal Wilson.
I will shout out to Jamal. I got nothing but love for Jamal's one.
Shout out to Manu Platt.
Jamal. Yeah, shout out to Manu. Jamal works for Dr. Pepper. So to me, that's paramount to being in the front office of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's one of the Texas. That's like in Texas. That's
I don't know what else to say. Jamal works for Dr. Pepper. No, I got nothing but love for Jamal. When Jamal asks me for something, I hop to. Some people takes a day or two. Maybe I'll act like I didn't see it for a week.
But yeah, man. So Adrian and Dash and all them, they're doing a great job, man.
Dash
shout
Cooper.
out, yeah, shout out to those guys, man.
Shout out to Dashy Dash.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but shout out to 01. Much love to 01.
Stoney, I can't, man. I hope I get a chance to just put some. I hope I get a chance to just put some love onto some of these people.
I want to say that because this past week I saw Cash.
Yeah.
My Spellman's sister. Teresa.
Yeah.
I saw them on Sunday, and then on
with the resplendent jogging suit, the green,
several shades of green.
Yeah.
And then
Lacoste. Does it work?
Lacoste, yes. And then today I saw my colleagues, artists in Kennard, who I hadn't seen since March. 2020.
You're shooting my one of my best friends from high school. And
I am Linda.
Middle
I'm
school.
shooting Linda.
Yeah,
she told me to call her Linda.
Hayes.
Linda Hayes on Saturday. I look forward to that. She sent me several inspiration photos.
I'm sure she did.
Forward to that. Yeah,
I'm sure she did.
She ain't playing around, Jack. But she gave me some great direction, and so I'll know exactly. I know who to focus on. Focus on her husband.
Yes, Marlon. Hey, I love Marlon, man. Good guy.
He's a little hesitant about all. He needs some direction, as many of the husbands do.
Good guy. He said they got, he's Clark Atlanta, so.
Hey, nothing but love.
Man.
Oh, and shout out to gosh, what is his name? I'm sorry, my new nephew, not play nephew, his real nephew. Gosh, he was just born. Sorry, I just got his name. Where's his name? Oh, this is my main man, Ethan Axel Holmes, born April 27th to my dear friend Andre Holmes and Khadijah Johnson and Holmes.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, and I'm very, very excited and happy for that. And probably shouldn't have said anything because they hadn't said it yet.
Do I need to edit that out, man?
Probably so. If you're this far in, you probably don't know them anyway. But if you're one of their LBs, then you already know. So one of the LBs, you probably already know.
My editing skills are poor, so
it's okay. But anyway, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, guys.
Happy Mother's Day.
All the mamas, all the babies, mamas.
And for all the mother figures, and God bless and keep and be with.
Yeah.
And find comfort for all those whose mothers have transitioned.
Absolutely.
As well.
Absolutely.
Particularly if this is the first year.
Absolutely.
That while all this is happening.
And this has been a rough year. So yeah.
Very, very rough year. So we're praying for y'all. We love y'all. And please know that. Please know that. Yeah. And please know that.
I got some very specific people that I'm super close with. I'm not gonna name names, but
got you. Likewise. Same here.
Love y'all, and it's we're with y'all, whatever you need.
Absolutely. And I'm so mad because I had these pictures ready to go, Calvin, and now I cannot find ne'er a one. And I think it's because of the weird thing iPhone does. My iPhone does when it looks at that literal date of a photograph instead of that thing
instead of I added it today, so I want it to be on today's list. But
and not
really in October of 2014 or something.
Yeah, not May 5th, not May 5th, 2011. I literally downloaded all those photos, and I found it.
But guys, also you guys should be following Joe on Instagram, man. Like Joe posts stories. What's that?
It's private. My Instagram is.
Well, what about Joe Carlos photography?
That's not private.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah,
that's not privable.
So Joe Carlos photography. Yes. Lots of good stories.
We all have stories. We all have stories.
I'm not private. Follow Killer Cal MD.
Please follow Killer. Oh gosh, please follow Killer. If you need to laugh, if you need to think, if you need to do it, and you do need to do all those things, laugh and think and breathe and live. You got to follow the Killer. Okay. And,
there he is. Hey, look, yeah.
Gotta follow Killer.
Yeah, Black Tie Barbecue, OMG booth. Shout out to OMG booth was owned by Kendra. What's Kendra's brother's name, man? I'm sorry, I forgot your name, bro. But yeah, man, just a full service catering company.
That was a scream at the scream.
Yeah, man.
That was a different time, bro.
One of my all-time favorite pictures of the two of us.
Running fast.
Hey, man.
We were running with the night. Playing with the shadows. Just you and I.
To the morning light. We were running
with the night.
Indeed.
Look at some good girl.
I think this is a good. Hey, look, man.
Ending point. Sorry, I know I've gone on another 20. But anyway, love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Thank you.
This has been the Open Task Podcast. We got another episode in the books. We'll see you next week with Waiting to Exhale.